Today we're talking about psychosomatics, we're talking about the body, we're talking about how to be in tune with your body and how to listen and learn from it. So I'm a psychosomatic therapist and I teach chakra philosophy for business in the modern world, and I absolutely love learning about the body and the messages that it actually provides to us in terms of the energy that we're holding, how it can identify the things that we're struggling to move through at any given time, and it's always giving us feedback. I really believe that our body is a compass. So when I receive questions like what Jamin has sent to me, I really love it, because what it means is that that person's awareness of their body is growing. So he said, I've just noticed that I tilt my head to the right when I'm listening to people. And where I'm going to start with that is that this really has a lot to do with masculine and feminine energy, which is another part of psychosomatics that I love so much as well. So the whole right-hand side of your body is to do with your masculine energy, and the whole left-hand side of your body is to do with your feminine energy. So everybody has those. It doesn't matter if you're a man or if you're a woman or if you're transgender, everybody has masculine and feminine energy, and they hold different qualities. So the masculine tends to be, or it is a lot more logical, it's a lot more structured, it's where we get our sustainability from, it's how we take action, whereas our feminine is more creative, it's more emotional, it's more flexible, it sort of goes with the flow. And so that's why we need both. If we're just operating from one type of energy all the time, say if we were just in our masculine all the time, it's actually unsustainable, and eventually it will just all start to crumble, and we can go into that a whole lot more in a different video as well, as I see that that's what the Western world is run a lot on. And then also, if you run a lot on feminine energy, if you're too much in your feminine energy, what can happen is that nothing happens, because action is part of the masculine. So if you're just always sort of floating around and in your feminine energy, that can also not really support you in moving forward and creating the life that you love or business that you love as well. So I love to teach a lot about this. I do face split analysis report. I've actually just launched my new one yesterday, so I'll pop some links below this Facebook Live to check it out, where I actually split a photo of your face in half, and we look at the differences between your feminine and masculine energy, which can be so interesting, so enlightening, and it can really help you to understand what you need to start doing different to find that new type of flow in your life, that ease and grace to whatever it is that you're creating. So Jamin asked, again, I've said this for the third time now, that he finds that when he speaks to people, or when he's listening to people, he tends to put his head to the right. He tilts his head to the right. So if our left-hand side of our face is our feminine energy and our right-hand side of our face is our masculine, what he's actually doing is because he's tilting like this, he's actually trying to amplify what he's hearing through his left ear, which is his feminine side, and it's all to do with emotional connection. So that could be like his empathy levels are being amplified during that time. Now, I know Jamin very well. He's an excellent life coach and inspires a lot of people to be their best selves in their life and whatever it is that they're doing. He actually runs it's called the Insecurity Project, so he really helps people with their confidence. So knowing what I know about him, it makes complete sense that when he's listening, and if you are a coach or a therapist, listening is a big part of what you do. To be listening through the left ear more than the right means that you're really putting your empathy into practice. It doesn't matter if you don't do that. If you find that you tend to tilt your head the other way, all that means is that you may be listening through more of a logical self. There is no right or wrong to this. All it is about awareness and personal awareness and seeing what's going on. If you tend to tilt your head the other way, you may just be listening through more of that logical side of yourself, or trying to figure out what's the solution to the problem, rather than first listening and just being empathetic to what is ever happening at that point in time. Your ears as well are also related to your throat chakra. So when it comes to the chakra system, our throat chakra is obviously in our throat. It's where we speak our truth. It's where we can get a lot of empowerment from when we actually do speak our truth. And the flip side of that is where we can hold a lot of our shame. And shame is the lowest vibrating emotion that we can actually be holding on to. So when we release that shame and we can really speak our truth, it's amazing how much personal empowerment can come to the forefront when that occurs. But when you're listening through your ears, and as your ears are related to your throat chakra, it is just as much about listening as it is about communicating. So a lot of the time when people think about the throat chakra, they think about how can I communicate more effectively, how can I say what I need to say, but sometimes it actually is about listening. It's about zipping up and just listening to what's sort of going on. So if you find that you are listening to somebody and you're tilting your head more to the right, you're actually listening more with your empathetic self. If you tilt your head to the left, you're going to be listening more through your masculine ear, which is more about action, logic, and sort of what do I do? What's the next action step do I take? Now, there could be things that happen with your ears. I know, sometimes you can have your ears get blocked. You can have one more block than the other. Your ears, because it's the throat chakra, also connect a lot to your soul's purpose. I believe that, our higher chakras, so the throat chakra, your brow chakra, and your crown chakra, these are all very etheric. So they're connected more to spirit. And so sometimes if your ears are blocked, it may mean that you don't want to hear something in particular. You may not want to hear the messages that you're being guided to follow, or, you're just being a little bit resistant to what's going on around you. So, really paying attention to what's going on with your ears is important. So, in a nutshell, there you go. I hope that was okay. I feel like my communication around all of this is a bit mumble jumble because, as I said, I haven't done a Facebook Live for a long time. This is so interesting because this time last year I was on pretty much about to embark on a huge speaking tour. So I was doing nothing but communicating. And it's funny, it's like the more you practice something, the better that you get at it as well. So, I think all of us go through our ebbs and flows of how we're communicating, our confidence levels of getting ourselves out there and all those sorts of things. But I would love to do more of these. So if you do have any questions about your body in any way, it could be about your face, it could be about your body, anything that you're noticing going on, it can be anonymous. Don't feel that I will call you out when I do the questions, but feel free to send me a PM, because I feel like if you've got a question about what's going on with your body, I know other people have a similar question as well. And as I said at the beginning, I really feel like our body is such an instrument for us to learn from. It's a compass. It really does show us and direct us where to go, and how we can utilize that a lot more. So if you're interested in really delving into the world of psychosomatic therapy and how to utilize your body to better your business and better your life, a really great first step is to do the face split analysis report that I've talked about today, because that's where you can get your feminine and masculine balance. It's not too much information for it to be overwhelming. It's a very it can be confronting, but a really good reflection of where you're at, and there's some simple things that you can start to do to start getting that balance right. It's where I started my journey 7 years ago, and I'm really happy that I took that on, because everything has changed since then. So yeah, I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I look forward to jumping on Facebook Live again with you soon. Okay, see ya. Bye.